another Joe Knows episode. Last time I spoke to you guys, I talked about agility training, true agility training, and since then, I got a message from a college football player asking me if I could speak about football conditioning, and more specifically, conditioning to improve the 300-yard shuttle test. And unfortunately, that's one of the two most popular conditioning tests when it comes to football. You have the 300-yard shuttle, which can be done a bunch of different ways, but basically you're gonna have your athlete run 50 yards and back 3 times for 300 yards total, give them a short rest, and then they repeat that again, and they need to stay within a certain time frame. That test takes about a minute to complete. And then you also have the 16 110s, where the football players have to run 16 110-yard sprints, usually in the 14 to 19 second range, depending on their position. They get 45-second rest, and they need to stay within a certain time for those 16 sprints. Now, unfortunately, like I said, those are the two most popular football conditioning tests out there. But they are severely flawed when you look at them because they test the athlete's lactic system, where football is completely an alactic sport. You don't need to watch a lot of football to quickly realize the average play lasts right around 5 seconds when you watch an American football game. So that is completely alactic. It's a bunch of anaerobic alactic bursts of sprints, change in direction, linemen are kind of wrestling with each other, but it's very quick, explosive bouts of sprinting, change in direction, tackling, blocking, etc. Followed by rest intervals where your aerobic system kind of kicks in and helps you recover from those anaerobic bursts of activity. So when conditioning for football, what we want to do is try to come up and get creative, come up with exercises that mimic an actual football game. So you want to do multiple bouts of explosive activities ranging in that 3 to 10 second time period. So we do things like short sprints, hill sprints. I talked about tag last time on the last Joe Knows video, mirroring drills where you mirror another athlete you're training with. I like to incorporate some strongman type activities within a drill. One of my favorites is having an athlete flip a tire, sprint, change direction, then flip a tire again. Basically, again, mimicking what happens on a football field. Football players are constantly overcoming resistance of another player, whether they're trying to block someone, tackle someone, break a tackle. So we have that effort of flipping a 500-pound tire, sprinting, and then flipping that tire again. And many different examples of that, but the underlying theme that I'm trying to get across here is multiple bouts of explosive activities in that 3 to 10 second range, rest and repeat. That's how you want to train for football. Not trying to improve your 300-yard shuttle or your 16 110s. In my opinion, that's the equivalent of saying, I want to get better at golf, so I'm going to go play basketball this off season. There's no carryover. And that's why you see a lot of the best football players out there don't do well at their team's conditioning tests because they're conditioning for something that has nothing to do with the game of football. And I remember I grew up a diehard Earl Campbell fan, and I remember always hearing about how the announcers would be baffled that he couldn't pass the conditioning test, yet he was one of the best running backs in the NFL. Strong, fast, explosive. Nobody could tackle this guy. And all the things, all the attributes that made him so good at football, his strength, his speed, his power, that's the exact reason why he wasn't good at running a mile. If he was really efficient at running a mile, he wouldn't be all those things to make him a great football player. He wouldn't be strong, he wouldn't be fast, he wouldn't be explosive. So remember that next time you're putting together conditioning drills for your football players. Let's do our best to try to make our training mimic what happens on the actual athletic field. And hopefully it starts with this video. Maybe it'll open some coaches' eyes out there and we could start implementing a more intelligent approach to our testing from this point on. So that's all I have to say about that topic. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If you liked this video, if you found it informative, I appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I got a lot more of these videos coming at you. See you next time.